Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, March the 10th, 2022. Almost a quarter of the way through the year already. In the middle of the third month, we'll be rolling over to the June contract. Probably, my guess would be it may be tomorrow, but probably Monday for the YM, the NQ, ES, micro ES, etc. There's market open, and we had a get in sync, and the YM had a get in sync, but just went away from us too fast to get in there. So we will continue to watch for the next setup. We've got to get in sync back here on soybeans, although we've got two subsequent bigger trade, but we got two subsequent add-ons, and those are filtered shorts, and that did put us into the original long trade. Good morning, Miles. Please do say hello. And that's the only way I know who's here. And if you put a comment in and I don't respond, please do try it one more time. If I still don't respond, send me a note on the Trade Hacking Club, because as happened Tuesday, I was not getting any comments coming in from the room, but apparently the room was still working, or my stream was still working, but the comment part, I wasn't getting chats from the room. All right, still nothing on the YM, although we are flat now. And that would have been a full stop. That's a full stop on soybeans. And a short on the YM. 868. Money management at 855. Target at 853. That's only worth 15 ticks to target 1. I would go target 2 for 23 on that trade. Pound Aussie had a long trade this morning that ultimately was a full stop out. If you're using the diamond level setups on this, you would have gotten a short on this set of exhaustion dots coming off of the 50 or off the 200 EMA, and that trade has just hit target 4. So that would have actually gotten you a stop and reverse very close to for minimal loss, and now you've gotten all 4 fixed positions have come off, and it's now trailing. That was from 733. Okay, it would have come off of this bar low at 33.1. So the entry would have been at 29. Actually, the entry would have been at 27. So 6 pip loss and getting short there. not being able to get through the 200 here, that would have been a fairly high percentage trade, I would say. And that's the trade I am in, is the short off of that 200. And the YM taking a full stop out on the short, currently still flat. Crude, fast action again this morning. We had a setup at 6 seconds after. This long setup was 35 seconds before our start time, and you would have only had like 6 seconds to possibly get in it. Chances are that wasn't tradable. You only had 1 second to get in this trade, so that was also untradeable. The long, you had 10 seconds to get your order in. Chances are, if you got an order in and got filled, it came up and touched money management 2 seconds after, or within 2 seconds of being filled. And then came back with a break-even stop within about 4 seconds. So I would expect you probably lost a little bit in just trying to get your stop moved. But then you had 43 to 02. So you had 19 seconds at least to get your order in for that one. So you definitely should have been short there. Targets 1 and 2, nice big trade. So that would definitely have gotten you positive on the second executable trade of the morning. YM long now, I didn't see that one as we're looking for other things. 918 and let's see, did we get us? There's another short. Can't even stay on it long. Yeah, 918 entry. It was only 18 ticks to target 1. That would have been another target 2, probably. So just a break-even trade there. And then the short at 899. Money management at 870. Soybeans, long trade was a full stop out. Was it too fast to execute? 18. Yes, it was too fast to execute. And a new long now at 16.95. Just touched it. I'd pushed that up to 95 and a quarter if you didn't get executed, and now we're in for sure. Target and money management at 97.25. So crude was one and done this morning. Unleaded picked up a short diamond level 20 SMA short setup at 48 seconds after our start time. Definitely didn't get the initial, but you had 11 seconds to get your order in and get in sync, and that goes through all 4 targets and a trailer beyond target 4. So that is another one and done this morning. Unleaded and 9 a.m. crude mini session. And money management on the YM trade, target 1 is 33. That's an executable, or that's an actionable target. Target 1 achieved, 33 ticks. So our loss on trade number 1 was 23, 2 positions, 46. We picked up two ticks on our break-even stop. So we're down 44. That was 33. We're down 1. And there's our stop out at 88.1 on the trailer. And that does get us positive. So the YM is done on the third trade. POQ. Take a look at the catapult. 20 tick range on crude. I'm sorry, not on unleaded. And this, I believe, was an 8:45 start. Lots of bars. There we go. With Russell. Lots of activity there. Okay, 8:45 is right. Okay, right in there. That's a valid trade. 06, 09. No way to get into that. This short is 24 to. Now you got 7 seconds, but I would seriously doubt that was tradable because it went right. Looks like it went right through the entry point. To money management again. So long 49.01 to 49.27, but same thing. That went right through the entry and on the possible winner there. Looks like it did hit target 3 and got a break-even stop, but that no wick on the bottom end of that, so very difficult to get in, execute that trade. And short, same thing, except it was going against us and went for a full stop. Okay, this one looks like it did have a little bit of a wick on the bottom, so chance to get in on this one. Did go break even, and it was just a break even. Didn't quite get to target 3. 52.28, and that one definitely is too fast to trade. 02 to 02, yep. That's too fast. So we've had one trade that was probably executable, and that was here at 8:51. Seven seconds on that, straight through to money management. Another small trade there. Yeah, likely you would have been in that trade, and that would have been a full loss. And only 6 seconds on that bar, so that's probably not tradable, and went to a full loss. So 12. It's only 3 seconds, and that's not tradable. So moving fast enough, it would have been difficult to catch trades. Only had 2 trades, it would have been, and that's another untradable, unfortunately. That one would have been untradable. 1 second to the close of that next bar, and it went on to stop out. And after 9 o'clock, we got 4 seconds. That's not tradable. 1 second's not tradable. 4 seconds. 4 seconds. Win or lose, they just weren't. Nothing has been tradable. 3 seconds on a loser. That one was 18 seconds. Now, how long it stayed at the entry is the question. Would have gotten target 3 and 1 tick on the trailer. The long was too fast to catch, and too fast to catch the loss. 7 seconds, probably most likely untradeable there. It's just a break even. So just not tradable this morning. So yeah, that one was same second. 3 seconds. Yeah, none of these have been tradable. Only like 3 trades in that whole sequence were tradable. So I would say that's pretty much a no trade this morning. Let's take a look at where the micro ES is. That was well before our start time. We're in the short there. Now where is there? There's our start time. And just missed triggering in, and it did stop out, so that trade cancels. No trade there. The Russell at 9:30. Set up at 01, 04. Yeah, that went away too fast. 5 seconds there, and then you have a wick back here, so that one definitely is a possibility. And came up, stopped, or closed out. Looks like at money management and trailing to target 3 or 4. Targets 3 and 4 and the trailer. So there is your first tradable trade and a winner at 9:32. If you choose to wait 4 minutes, you'd start right in here, and you have this short at 9:36. 8 seconds there. Another 6. And there's that. Chances are you did get into that and got stopped out. That's unfortunate. That was a 19 tick loss. That's a 36-second bar with the wick, so you definitely in that trade, trailing and targets 3 and 4. So there is a winner there. That should likely get you pretty close to positive on that one. If not, don't know what the story on that was sequence wise, so hopefully that was avoided, but there could very well have been a loss. Same situation there. That one is in all likelihood a full loss and executable. Then you come up with 20, 20. Uh-oh. 3. Yeah, that one just went away. Too fast to execute. 5. And lots of time there with the big wicks in the trade, hitting money management, or actually trailing the, I think it's a 10 EMA, if I remember correctly, just so caps out at a very small loss. Another case of don't know. And now in the long trade, nobody's asking questions again today. It worries me. Somebody give me a test there to let me know you can hear or hear me at least, and that I am getting comments, I'm getting the chat. And unfortunately, a full stop out on the Russell Long. So let's take a look and see what that's what I'm looking for. Look at the NQ. Wait our 4 minutes from 9:30. Looks like a lot of bars. Okay, there's our start time. And that looks like a tradable trade and just a money management. So break even 55, 58, 59 to nope. That one's going away from us. Yeah, that one went away from us too fast. That was not tradable. And that was up there at 4 seconds. 5 seconds. Yeah, that stopped out. That one was short was untradeable. The long didn't trigger and was canceled by this short that didn't trigger. Long 936. 1 second. 1 second and came back at 5 seconds. Still probably not. I would say not tradable on that. Then we pick up the short at yeah, the short was just 10 seconds after the initial setup. So I would call that one untradeable. 10, 10, 11. Yeah, that one went away too fast. Now that didn't go to money management apparently, which is a little unusual. I have to look back at the. Oh, that's right. This one takes target one, but oh, that's right. It's from 44. Takes 44 ticks to get to target, so 11 points, and target's only 7.5. So yeah, we did never get to money management. So that's a get in sync right in here. Then we get that stop and reverse cancels. We have a stop and reverse here. 2 seconds. Yeah, then we come back. Looks like we get in there, and so we get two losing trades out of that, unfortunately. Just difficult trading these days. Excellent. Thank you, Jeff and Steve. I see comments. That's good news. All right. That again. Well, no, that. Well, you got about 7 seconds for that bar. Maybe tradable. Maybe got in. There's money management, and just a little bit of a trailer. That was about all. Did not get to fix targets 3 and 4. And we're still just 3 minutes into our trading window. And okay, there's a get in sync. So we're in that one. Possible stop and reverse, and it does. 13, 13. Oh, Lord. 6 seconds to the third bar in, and it just runs away from us, and we basically get a full stop out. And the short just runs away from us. So that's about all I would take a look at there. Nothing new on the pound Aussie. And the short trade stopped out, so that was a flat. So we're flat in the micro ES. We're about to reach the close of that trade plan at 10, or that mini session at 10 o'clock. And big move right now, YM as well. And coming in on our 10 a.m. It's moving completely too fast to catch up with. 10 a.m. crude mini session coming up. Good morning, Pamela. Less than a minute for the crude session. Still another 30 seconds. I get the feeling this one's going to be a little bit fast to deal with again. It had settled down a bit, but Well, look at all the bars in the last 20 seconds on screen. Or no, I guess that's a minute and 20 seconds. And there's our friend. There's the first trade, short at 64. And we did have a chance to get in sync with that. Money management at target 2. So you pick up 10 ticks on target and a tick on the trailer, and that is a POQ. Well, maybe not tradable at 5 seconds. But so did we have was the long tradable 14-14? No. Is the short tradable 46-50? Nope, that wasn't tradable either. 4 seconds and you're already down here. Okay, it should be in the long. And there's target 1. 15 ticks. This will be a POQ trade. And target 2. 10 a.m. crude session being successful. No, that I would say there's no question that you should be able to manually execute that trade, and the first trade that I said was executable. Because you had, 59 seconds, 10 o'clock plus 59. This bar just below entry was 22 seconds after it set up. So definitely even if you didn't get in initially, it's getting sync here, and definitely a winning trade. The initial trade, that would be a POQ. If you didn't get this one, I said, you probably didn't get that one because it was 5 seconds and gone. So that one's unlikely, but that and the next 2 are definitely no. So the third trade is actually your one and done session. One and done on the session for 10 a.m. and look how fast it kept on going. Got 2 targets, a small trailer, and then put us into a nice short. 43, 44, 46, 50. Probably not tradable. It did come back on this wick, but don't know the timing of that. But the prior bar was just 3 seconds. So definitely iffy on getting into that one, but it should have been POQ already on the trade before that. But that was the initial the initial 3 trades were. This is your first one, and that's at 5 seconds to this third bar. That's not tradable. These first 2 are certainly not, or the next 2. 3 seconds. 3 seconds to there, or other to here, and it just keeps on going. So no question that was untradeable. This one is 45 to. It's 5 seconds down to here, so extremely unlikely you got into that one too. So the first 3 trades are untradeable. So fourth trade would be your tradable trade. and you'd had to get in sync with that, but it gave us a POQ. Let's see. You had from 59. You had 20 seconds to make that. 22 seconds plus, because then you have this wick here. So you had at least 22 seconds to get your order in on that one. That's plenty of time. But then this next trade is also not tradable, or probably not, because you're just 3 seconds to here. This bar spikes up and then comes down. That one takes 10 seconds, but you don't know where it's spent the time. No, practice in sim mode. Get your executions up. You should be able to execute in somewhere between, there is a possibility to, and I can get trades in the 8 to 10 second range pretty easily, sometimes faster than that. If I'm watching for the setup, I can get trades in the 5 to 8 second range most of the time. I'll tell you what, let's put that trade I was talking about on here. There's the reversal I was talking about that I took, and look at what that's done. So that's at 29, so you push it down to 27. And your money management comes down to 35, or I'm sorry, 15. And it gets targets 2, 3, and 4. 2 positions at target 2. Target 1 was too small. And look at the trailer. Definitely gets you positive. Yeah, it takes 3 to 4 seconds is pretty much a minimum. Uh, with if you're well practiced in your entry procedures and have your layout such that you don't have to move your eyes very much. That's the nice thing about chart when I'm chart trading. I don't I can go right on the chart. I just make sure I keep my mouse close to where I want to trade when I'm just following a single chart. And we'll let's take a look at this next. See what our next. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, I gotta get in sync with that, but that's how fast you can get an order in. Was a tick low, and it's went too far, so get it out. There's another one. The order's good unless it touches the stop. And it did, so that trade gets canceled. And that one went way too fast to catch. All right, that was a target one win, and coming back to break even, or to break even stop, and that's how you saw me trade it right there. And that was obviously in a sim account. Questions? That's about all there is this morning. Didn't really follow what soybeans did. It looks like I lost my screen share. Looks like I had a hiccup in the stream in my connection and dropped out my stream. But you should have the stream back now. As I was saying, Steve, this chart I was trading on was the crude spotlight chart, the 8-tick range bar, or 8-cent range bar on TradeStation, momentum bar. Dang it! This pound Aussie trade is turning into a big winner. But you can execute the same way. Come over here to the NQ. I bet that'll give me a bunch of them. This is the Catapult Custom Renko. Make sure I'm doing what I expect I'm doing. Okay, yeah. Now let's leave that on and go ahead up to short. So I'll move my stop up, put my target. Actually, at target 4, I believe, is the trade plan on that. Trade plan, I think, is actually multiple targets there. And a full stop out. And a new long. And that got away from me. But it's still valid until, okay, it's that back in. And that was a break even. There's a nice This is one of the tools I really like about NinjaTrader, is the ability to attach my order to indicators like that. So now I don't have to worry. Once I start trailing, I can attach it and let it just follow the calculator. I typically try to, and it's not set on this one, but I typically try to set it at 0 most of the time. Get it set like I normally do on this one. Looks like it missed by a tick and going through. I usually set mine at 0, unless it's something that's a very thinly traded market that I would expect to get, some slippage normally. I will, when I take the time to set up my trading charts, I'll set them up with a predefined stop limit of 0, so I don't have this extra clicks to get into the trade. Those last couple of trades, I just did a regular limit order because it had moved past the entry and then came back to it. I mean, a market that has as much activity going on as the MNQ, usually you'll get filled with a 0 offset, unless it's just rocketing through your. That would have been a nice trade. And that's how I trade off the charts in NinjaTrader. And it's so as you can see, somewhere between 3 and 7 or 8 seconds for most trades. Stop and reverses, I go ahead. My procedure for stop and reverse is I'll use a stop market order, and I'll set it up. So I'll set up the reversing order first, and then move the stop to it. Because setting up the reversing order is faster, and that if it hits that, I'll be actually flat, but it'll give me the stop and targets for the new order. Then I still move the stop in, get the stop in place, and that'll take out my old stops and targets. So it doesn't matter what strategy you're using. Now you will want to set up your automatic trade management, your ATM strategies, to set your targets and stop reasonably close to where you expect them to be for the particular market. And my preference is to set them slightly larger offsets from my entry than I would expect the normal stop and target to be. So I'm actually tightening them up. I don't want to hit don't want them sitting short of the stop or target and get hit in a prematurely in a fast-moving market. And which one I move first, I basically take the cue off of which way the market's moving at the time. If I'm pulling back, then pulling back to get in sync. I'll move the stop first. If it's normal stop limit entry, I'll move the typically move the targets first. So the first chart I was trading on was the crude oil spotlight chart. And the second one was the micro NQ catapult using the custom Renko bar. But the procedure was exactly the same for both. Doesn't matter. The placing your strategy for placing or the procedure for placing the orders is exactly the same, whichever market you're trading. And that pound Aussie stop now at 78.56 from an entry at 79.27. So 71 pips. That's not too bad for a trailer on a day trade. And let's see, we picked up $15.21. Two position. If you're trading all 5 positions, 4 targets in the trailer, you picked up 30 pips with the 2 positions coming off at target 2, 21 at target 3, and 28 at target 4. So that would be 28, 21 is 49, 79 pips on the targets, and it did just stop out another 71 pips on the trailer. So pretty good morning trade. All right. Any other questions this morning? That was a quick hour. Short trade on the micro ES, and that set up right on the opening of our trade window. But of course, it's going the other way now. All right, folks. All right. I don't see any more questions. Yeah, I end up basically breaking even, picking up $14 on the MNQ, those MNQ trades I did. That's of course in a sim account. It was at 190 after the crude trades. All right, folks. I don't see any new questions. Everyone have a wonderful rest of your Thursday and a good weekend. Watch your volumes on the index futures. Those we will be looking to roll probably either tomorrow or Monday. And then most likely rolling the energies come the end of next week. You're quite welcome, Steve. But now you see why Troy and I say, you should be able to execute trades in 4 to 8 seconds most of the time. Probably the toughest thing to do in this kind of a market is a stop and reverse. All right, folks. Have a good weekend. See you Monday. Regular schedule next week as well. Everyone have a good one. Stay safe.